It's a game of chess.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me a screener for The Rules of the Game, and this 2026 film was directed by Lenny Castle and John Cohen, and stars Tori Webb, Alison Rublin, and Angelina Zhao, among others, of course. So what is the story of The Rules of the Game? Well, with this one, it's all about these people as they have been kidnapped and put into this dungeon, and they are forced to play chess against, the game master. And if one of their pieces die, then one of them dies as well. So they have to figure out a way to, work together or not, and, play chess or not, and hopefully even get out of this dungeon. What will happen though? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. And so let's discuss this movie. Well, do you like chess? Because that's what this game is about. And I did think that was kind of an interesting, or at least fun setup for it. After all, they've kidnapped people who might not know how to play chess, and some people who do know how to play chess. And so it's kind of an interesting idea or a situation that they've all set up with this one, and how it all kind of works is interesting. Like, the guy is getting money from people betting on the dark web, so he is motivated to win the chess game, but at the same time he has to kind of do a little game show as well. So he wants those interpersonal dynamics to be all kind of crazy inside the dungeon. And that's kind of where I think most of the entertainment comes from, is their interpersonal dynamics, where they're fighting against each other or teaming up against each other and trying to figure out, who's to sacrifice and all of this different stuff. So there are some interesting things with this one. Other than that, I thought the lighting was okay, and you probably, get the gist of why I'm saying this type of stuff. The filming is fine as well, certainly. The lighting and the filming work together so that you can see everything that goes into it. So that is good. And I think that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. And this one, the biggest thing for me in this one was the writing. Everyone in the dungeon is just chipper. Like, everyone is just kind of happy to be there, even though it's in some, crazy torture dungeon. And they're just there. They're, making jokes. Like, the girl wakes up and is, comforted by somebody else. And they're like, oh, I don't know what happened. I was just kidnapped. I'm not really into that, but maybe you're into that. If you're into that, like, what are we doing here? And it's like, come on, you're in a torture dungeon. Like, be freaked out, be scared, be crazy, just don't be happy. And that's all I think that you really kind of needed to do. But the way it's written, a lot of the characters are quite chipper about everything, so it does kind of go downhill by the end. But at least at the beginning, it's like, what are these people even talking about? So that is an issue. Other than that, unfortunately, the acting is not that good, in my opinion. Like, I think it also has to do with the ADR as well, or whatever sound equipment they have, because sometimes it's just too noticeable that it's coming through a microphone. Like, the microphone kind of cracks sometimes, and especially when they yell something, it's over the top, and the microphone can't handle it. So that is an issue, which then affects my impression of the acting, and everything kind of spirals down from there. So that is certainly something that is in this one too. And another thing that didn't really work was part of the situation itself, because they have to kill themselves. Once their piece dies, they have to actually kill themselves. They don't have any explosives attached to them or anything, which would have been a much easier and better idea, because then you just, press a button. And so they have to, kill themselves with these injections. But if they don't want to, then, what's happening? They do have a hostage, I guess, somewhere. But at the same time, it just doesn't seem like that many people would kill themselves in this regard. So that didn't really kind of work. They were also doing this weird thing where they would decide, what piece to sacrifice, and they would kill the person before moving the piece, or before the piece was taken by the game master. So that's kind of dumb. Like, the game master could decide, oh no, I'm actually going to move this piece and not take your sacrifice, and that would have screwed up the whole thing. So that is an issue. In addition, there was one time, or a few times probably, where, they go from the dungeon to the game master's office, and on the screen, it's different chess games. Like, there's only a few moves difference, but it's still different chess games. And it's like, where's the continuality? No, that's not the word. Where's the continuity with all of this different type of stuff? So yeah, there are quite a few flaws with this one. And so would I recommend this movie? Well, I would say this one's probably skippable unless you're really into chess and you want to see chess plus, some torture, then this is probably the movie for you. But for most people, I would say this one's probably skippable. As for a rating, I have to give it the 3.4 because ultimately I thought it was very meh. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.